Hi everyone, this is Yann Camus of Bliss Climbing, and today I want to tell you a little bit more about quick links. The quick links, they can be used to retreat, leave behind while in a rock climb where you bail, but they are very useful for very strong connectors in lead rope soloing, because they are made of steel, and the steel makes usually stronger connectors overall compared to the aluminum ones that we use for rock climbing. Also, these connectors are very short, so they are sometimes really handy to keep your rope solo devices close to you. Obviously, all devices systems are different, so look into my courses, click here to find them on my website. I will present to you, here I have 5 8mm quick links. 2 of them are the same brand, but interestingly they are a little bit different. 2 of them are 10mm quick links, and 2 of them are 7mm quick links that are the long kind. Usually I found that in the old days of lead rope soloing, people were going for the 10mm quick links because they are stronger and burly, and yeah, they are quite nice. But I figured that these 8mm quick links are usually strong enough. They are shorter, they are much lighter, and so these are great advantages. So for me, I would usually not use the 10mm quick links and rather go with the 8mm quick links. The 7mm quick links, especially the long kind, if they are cross-loaded, then it's not ideal because they can be a little bit weaker, I guess, because they are longer, and minimum braking load around 25 kilonewtons. So they are on par with carabiners, so why not go for much stronger? The 8mm quick links are really my choice and my recommendation most of the time when they work for you. We'll start from the ones that I use the most to the ones that I used less, that I received recently. So obviously I will not tell you that any broke in the field when used correctly and actually ever broke in the field. But one thing is, should you use a wrench to close them up? In the field, people don't tend to carry wrenches, so I suggest that maybe you put, what I do is I put a little bit, and those I removed the tape to show you today, but I will put some electric tape on the gate, maybe 12 inches of tape, and that way it will make the closure, the screw gates, a little bit bigger and easier to handle by hand and close tight. But you know, don't over tighten them, because it will be the same problem. It's just that you will be able to tighten them much more with the tape on, and then they will be hard to open. So you have to get used to your quick link. If you ever use one and notice that they unscrew on you, probably buy a different quick link. Okay, so I will start with, this is the Pégay from France. They are written Maillons Rapide France. So they are engraved, so even when they're used quite a bit, they are easily readable. This is nice. So I measured both the sizes and the weight using the tools that I have at home. So if you look at my table that I will show at the end of this video, and you can pause to get all the data, you will see all the numbers that I came up with measuring. Okay, they are consistent within each other. They're, I used some quite reliable tools to measure them, but they could be a little bit different from the specs you will see on the website or anything. And also, as you will see with the two ones, the only two that are supposed to be the same model, they have differences, and not by a little bit. So, it's a little bit normal that you will see some variation, both from the numbers I give you, the specs on the website, and between one batch to the other batch, maybe. So let's go back. This is the Piguet 8mm. I think this is the one that I use the most, that I think shows more of the good characteristics or good features that I look into a quick link. It is 8mm. It has rating braking strength 35 kilonewton, 10 across. Some quick links, I think it's all camps that were tested by Ryan Jenks that I sent him. He found that even if those camps, they were rated 10 kilonewtons across, actually they would deform and break only when they reach pretty much the same strength they are rated along axis. So, super burly, probably even 35 kilonewtons cross-loaded, but after a lot of deformation. So obviously, if anything like that would happen, which it will not in the field, you don't reach those numbers, but they would deform and it would be impossible to open them in the field. So you would have to, be rescued or cut some nylon somewhere to get yourself out of the system. I don't know, you'll have to think about it. But one thing that I think is really important and not talked about too much is the shape of the screw gate there. Just the camp, okay? The Piguet, you see that it's worn on the corners here of the gate, where the camp shows pointy ends on the gate. What it does is, if that gate enters the device, for example, the gree-gree or any other device, if it enters the device, it will kind of stick inside the device, where with these worn corners on the Piguet, the gree-gree or anything will probably just slide out better. So this is nice. I noticed that these 8mm quick links tended to do like that, like the gates, they enter the gree-gree, and other devices. So just make sure that if that can happen to you with your quick link and your device. And if you want to prevent that, I suggest you simply take 12 inches of electric tape and put it over the gate, so it makes the gate thicker, easier to handle by hand, and also may prevent it from entering your device. You will have to test it, and don't take my word for it, just test it. So this is pretty much it. So the numbers between the two camps, you get an opening. One is 12 millimeters almost, and the other one is under 10 millimeter of opening. And when you look at them, well, it shows visually that there are 2 millimeter difference in gate opening. They are both camp. Obviously, they must come from different batches. If you have an idea of what happened between them, please comment below. I would really like to know. And then I got recently the Mammut and the Grand Wall. The Mammut is quite interesting because it's rated much higher, a long axis 50 and cross-loaded 12. So it's the only quick link presented here that has a rating above 10 in the cross-loading section. It's 12 kilonewtons. So the Mammut just got my interest pretty much. The corners are a little bit worn, so a little bit like the Pégay. It's a good feature. When I close it, I will check if it sticks a little bit because I want it. So it's really easy to close it all the way in. I don't know if it's because it's brand new or just because of how they are made. But I believe that once they start unscrewing, maybe they could unscrew on me from vibrations. I don't think so, but you know, if I use it in the field, I will always keep an eye on it because I really want to know what's happening with my gear and monitor what happens around me. And you should too, because rock climbing, there's a lot of things that can happen when you're rope soloing. You're by yourself, so you're both acting for leading the pitch, but you're also the eagle eye that has to be on the watch and check for anything dangerous that could get you, you know. Then the Grand Wall, it's a really cheap alternative, so yeah, not a lot of money. And you can see, for example, the Grand Wall is less, I think it's less metal. The weight is the lightest of them all, but very close to the Pégay. The thing that is that it's a little bit longer. It's also the only one that has slightly smaller diameter of a bar, 7.9 millimeter instead of 8. Notice that the camp, one of the camps, it is not 8 mil rod, it's 8.4 mil rod. So yeah, I don't know what to say, like the variability in those things. How come you get 8.4 mil rod? So Grand Wall, 7.9 mil rod, the rating is 35, then 10 cross-loaded, it's okay. One thing to notice is the size of the gate is a little bit smaller than the other ones. I don't know why. For example, if I check my numbers, I did not measure that. So at the end of the video, you will see like the gate thickness column appear, but it just shows like this is not the same gate size, it's smaller. And when I close it all the way, it's really easy to do. And then when I get to the end of it, it's really easy to do, but there's a few thrusts at the end that require some force, so I don't think it will unscrew on me if I use tape and everything. But because it's slimmer, maybe if I use tape it will still enter the gree-gree, for example, or my device. The only thing is that maybe without tape it's so thin that it can enter the device, but any way I try to load it, it could slide out. This you have to test, and this is what I do, verification of the compatibility between connectors and devices. I've done more than 1,000 checks like this, and you can see the whole table if you buy my online course again, or if you become a Patreon. Thanks everyone being on the Patreon, by the way. And then there's the 10 millimeter quick links. Just getting it in my hands, they are much heavier, so basically it's twice the weight. It's 150 more or less grams, and so this is the camp and this is the pagaie. They are pretty much alike. The camp is a little bigger, yeah, but the pagaie is rated 10 kilonewtons more. So maybe one is stainless steel, the other one is not. Like the camp shows some rust, but it's very superficial. The feeling is that this rust is superficial. So I'm not sure. Two 7 millimeter Maillons, I just show them because I have them. But one is not even a PPE rated equipment. It shows on it a working load limit, WLL, of 500 kilograms. The specs between the two, even if this one is a PPE rated for 25 kilonewtons minimum braking strength, MBS, and 10 cross-loaded, the specs are very similar. I wouldn't know how to find the difference if there was no marking on it. The only thing is that it might be a little bit different quality of metal, maybe a little bit different checks on the production. Obviously, never trust quick link with only working load limits, and go with the proper PPE quick links. I will show you another one, a surprise that I think is worth mentioning. So this quick link here, it is aluminum, and I can feel from the weight, it's much lighter. This one is a 7 millimeter quick link by pagaie. It has a safe working load, so it's not what I would call a PPE. It's written Zycrol or Z-Crol on it, so this is a kind of aluminum, I believe, and yeah, much lighter. I bought that in order to use the shape of the quick link in a system where it was not loaded at all, and it ended not working like most of the time when I test rope solo stuff. It's good ideas, but the first iteration will not work as intended, and you have to change the system until it actually works efficiently and safe enough. So that's why, you know, I try all the systems I can almost, and try to get the most up-to-date information for both your safety and just having fun outside by yourself with a rope. So here is the table, and you can press pause if you want to study it. So that's it with the video. I hope you like it. Thank you very much, Vertical Store. Go see their website. The link is in the description. They provided me with the Mammut and the Grand Wall. Thank you very much. Also, Maple Leaf Rope helps me get some gear for reviews and stuff. And if I find any of this gear on their website, I will place the links in the description. So press the like button, subscribe to my channel, go see my website, blissclimbing.com, where you will find top rope solo and lead rope solo online courses. I also give in-person courses. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.